Hello, welcome back to our Canva Absolute Beginner Series. So in today's video, we're going to spend 10 to 15 minutes looking at photos. So there is a template which you can see on the screen beside me. So this template is available for you completely free to use. The intention is that you're going to open this up and you're going to follow along and do this video with me. So the link for this is in the description. So jump into the description, open this Canva template and follow along with me in the video. So let's jump into task one. So task one is all about using Canva's library. So Canva has millions of photos in its own library, ready for you to access both in the free and the pro version. So to do the, to find the photo library, we are coming across to our right-hand navigation, which is our black navigation on the side. And what we are doing is you can actually scroll down until you find the photo icon, which for me is just at the very bottom of the page. Now, if you do not have the photo icon here, the other place that you can find photos is if we scroll back up to the top, we've got the second one from the top, which is elements. So if we click elements, what we can actually do is we can scroll down. So we've got stickers and then we've got photos. So from here, you can click this see all and then it'll open up the photo tab for you. So if we come back to our photo tab, this is what it will look like. So up the top, we have our search bar. We've got recently used. Canva give magic recommendations, which means that based on what you've looked at in the past, it'll give you photos that are similar or match your searches. And then you've also got, if you scroll down the bottom, you've also got trending. So this is obviously what everyone else is looking at. So for today, we are going to search Canva's photo library for an image and we're going to put it into our square. So what we are going to do is one that I was looking at before was palm tree sunset. So as you can see, I've also searched for Northern Lights. This is where you can get specific with your destination. You can have a look at locations. You can look for something specific. So instead of just palm tree, you can go palm tree sunset, palm tree sunrise, anything. So it is, it's easy to narrow your search down by adding in some more words. So keep that in mind because it just helps to filter through all of the millions of photos. So when we are presented with our search results, you can see that some will have this little crown pro icon, which means that if we're in the free account, it'll put a watermark over those. So I just suggest steering clear of those. And then we are scrolling down and we are finding a picture that doesn't have a crown on it. So for example, this purple sunset with the outline of the palm trees. So the way that we get our chosen image into our canvas, into our square, is we are just simply clicking. So one click and it will put the image smack bang into the middle of our square. So we are just going to leave that one as it is and we're going to move along to our next task because we will actually go through about how to resize and all of those things in a little bit. So if we scroll down, we can move on to task two. Now task two is all about using your own photos. So these are photos that you have taken when you've gone on all of your fam trips and you've got really nice pictures of the beaches and the resorts and the locations and you want to use your own images. This is how you go about adding those images into Canva. So where we go for that is we want to again use our right-hand navigation, which is our black navigation on the side, and we are coming down to about halfway down that menu, and we've got what's called uploads, and it's got like a little cloud sort of image. So when we click on that, we have a new menu that opens up. So up the top, we've got a search, but the next one down in this purple button says upload files. Now, when I click upload files, it opens up my computer documents and you can't follow along with me in this process because my screen recorder doesn't actually record anything apart from the Canva screen. But it opens up documents, and then from there, I'm just searching on my computer for the pictures that I have already on my computer. So this is where you are finding your own images off your computer. And then when you actually do click the upload button, they will appear down here. So as you can see, I do have quite a lot. So you can upload more than one at a time and keep quite a library in the in your Canva platform. So these photos are only yours, only you can see them, only you can access them. But Canva do a great job at storing those, so you don't have to constantly be uploading those again. So to do the second part, which is put our image below, we are just, again, finding the image that we want, and we are just clicking once on it, and it will put it smack bang in the center of our square. So that is how we upload and put our own images into our, well, this is an Instagram post size. So that's that one. And now we will scroll down and we'll move on to task 3. Now this is where we are going to be changing the photo. So as you can see, if we just scroll back up to task 2, the image is obviously quite large and it's come up over the top of our text. So this is how we go about adjusting all of that. So we are going to be looking at resizing, moving, and then changing this image from a rectangle to a square. Now, to give us a little bit more space, I've put this image onto the next one, the next square. So if you just scroll down, you can follow along with me here. So this is our image here on its own square to give us some more size. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to resize. So what I mean by resize is just making the picture as it is larger and smaller. So the way that we do that is we just click on the picture itself and it'll put the purple square around it, and then I just like to use any of the corners. So if we just hover over any of the corners with the circle, we can just click and then drag to make it bigger. And then again, the same, we can just hold find the edge and then click and drag to make it smaller. So that is how we go about resizing. And then the next one, we're going to move. So moving is about moving the position. So say, for example, if I wanted to put this picture right up in the top corner, then all that we're doing is when we click on our picture, it will, and we hold the click, it will actually allow us to move our picture around. So again, all that we are doing is we're clicking on our picture and then we are just holding the click down and it will activate this move function. So if we wanted to put it up in the top hand corner like that, and then when we get it into position and release our click, that's where our picture is going to stay. So that's how we move it around. And then the last one that we wanted to do is I've got change from a rectangle to a square. So this is a handy little feature if you need to make it a little bit smaller, or you need it to fit in a particular size. You can actually resize these just with the picture itself. So the way that we activate the resize is we click again on the picture and it'll bring up our all of our icons around the outside. So all that we are doing is we're finding the ones in the center, which is like sort of rounded edge rectangles, and then we're just clicking and dragging those down, and you can actually change the image itself from a rectangle to a square, just like that. So that's another tool in your tool belt, essentially, as to how to do that one. So the other one actually that I wanted to show you, and I will add it in here, is how to make the image itself the background. So this is something that you might like to do if you are putting together Instagram posts or anything like that where you want to make, want to fill your whole space. And all that we are doing to fill in our background with our picture is we right click on our picture, and then it brings up an additional menu, and then we're coming down to the bottom, which the second one from the bottom, it says set image as background. So if we click that, it puts our image as our background. So that's a really handy feature if you are working on social media templates, or if you want to fill the page in and do it really quickly. That's an easy way to do it. And then you can reposition this one as well. If you double click, see, it brings up the rectangle picture. So it shows us our picture in its entirety. So we can, again, we've got the little crossbars that automatically come up when we double click on our picture, and we can just drag that picture up so that the palm trees are more in the center. And then if we click the done button, that will leave our image as it is. So that one's a little bit more advanced. If you don't want to set the image as the background, you can just skip that one. That's perfectly fine. So we will move now onto our task 4. So this one, again, is a little bit more advanced. It is an optional one, and it is putting a filter on an image below. So this one is probably going to be very typical of your usual images that you would take. And sometimes it might be a little bit cloudy, the photo might not turn out looking really nice, and you want to slightly change the colors or sharpen up the image. So we can actually do that. Canva has pre-built filters that you can put in. So sort of similar like where you would upload a picture into Instagram and you can put a filter on top. That's exactly what we're doing here. So to access the filter in Canva, what we are doing is we're clicking on the picture. So once it's on our canvas, we're clicking on the picture and bringing up our purple outline, and then up the top, it opens up a new taskbar. So you can see over the side, we've got position, animate, flip, but we've got this edit photo button, which is butted up right against our black right-hand navigation. So if we click edit photo, what we can do is we can scroll down to this middle part that says filter here, and we can click see all. And then if we just scroll down, we've got a couple of options. So we've got natural, warm, cool, vivid, soft, vintage, and then black and white, as well as color pop. So you can have a bit of a play around with these, but there is some really nice ones that you can use to really mute the colors or bring out the colors and make them more vibrant, just depending on the look. So for example, if we went with this whimsy, sort of makes it a little bit warmer. You can use this arrow to have a look a little bit more further along. So say if we had a look at this zeal, which again really darkens up the image. So and then if we have a look in our opened up navigation, we've got this purple line for intensity. So that just means that if we click and drag this down, we can actually change the intensity to how it actually applies to the photo. So that's applying a filter. If you want to do that and play around with your own images, that's a really good way to do it. So if we scroll down and we are onto our task 5 and task 6. So these ones are, I wanted to introduce to you frames. So a frame is really great if you want to build your own templates, which is where you are using the, say for example, the Instagram post, and you're building out a series of templates and you want to reuse them, but just tweak the content. I would definitely recommend a frame to do that because it gives you the drag and drop feature. So the frame itself, and where we actually find the frame, it is located in our elements. So again, our elements are on the right-hand navigation. So if we click the elements, And then up the top, we've got the search bar, but we've got arrow, frame, line, circle. So we're actually going to click this frame here, or we can type frame into the search bar. So if we click frame, what it will do is it will open up, again, a new menu, but we're using the top one, frames, and we're clicking this button to see all. And then from here, you can just scroll down and you can see there's a lot of frames in the Canva library. So we are just going to pick one. So say, for example, we're just going to go with a love heart. And to insert the love heart onto our square canvas, we are just clicking once and it puts it exactly in the middle. And same rules apply to your picture, where you can resize, you can drag it around and everything like that. So treat a frame exactly as you would a picture. And then if we scroll down to task 6, so this is where I've put an arch frame, again from just that frame list, but this time we are going to fill it. So we're going to drag a photo into this frame. So again, we are finding our photos either through our elements or scrolling down on our right-hand navigation on the side and clicking photos. And say, for example, we'll use our palm tree sunset and we'll use the same purple sunset. So to drag and drop, we are finding and selecting our picture in our side panel, and then we are clicking on our picture, we're holding the click and we're just dragging it into the arch frame. So we're finding our picture, we're clicking once, we're holding our click down and we're just dragging that picture and we're putting it straight into our frame, and we're releasing our click when our mouse, our cursor is in that frame. So that is how we go about filling a frame. And then, as I said, these are really handy for those of you that want to use templates, because you can drag and drop another picture. So say, for example, we'll just scroll down a little bit and choose another sunset photo. So we again just dragging and dropping. We can do this as many times as we like. So this is a really easy way to build a template, one that you can reuse over and over again. So that is everything that I had in store for today's introduction to video, into photos. So there was a little bit of a mix of beginner as well as more advanced techniques that I've shown you, but hopefully you have come to the end of this video and you are feeling a little bit more confident in terms of using photos, uploading your own, as well as searching Canva's library. So I will see you in the next beginner series. Bye for now.